So what are the top 10 mistakes made for GCSE maths? And finally, mistake number 10, which is kind of a given, not giving your answer in the correct format. Now there's two ways to look at this. One is that you've worked it all out and then they've asked you to round it and you've not rounded it. That's kind of an obvious mistake, isn't it? So normally when I answer a question, I'll just flick my eyes back up to the question quickly and just check, how do they want me to leave it? That's really easy to do. There are also examples, I've seen some with like surds and things like that, or even fractions, where it says leave your answer in this format. So not to do with rounding, but just to do with, you've got an answer, now put it into this format. Okay, so your final mark would be for leaving it in that format. If you don't leave it in the format, you don't get the final mark, which would be such a shame if you've actually been able to work out the rest of the question. So just double check, how am I leaving this? Have they asked me to simplify the fraction? Things like that. The other half of that is, let's say you've got quite a long question, a 4 or a 5 marker, and you've put in there that you're going to work out x, for example. You do all of this working out, you find it, you solve it, you get x. You're like, yeah, I've got x, and that feels like the end, doesn't it? It normally feels like the end. Once I've got x, that's the end. But sometimes they've actually asked you what was 2x, but in order to find 2x, you need to find x first. So that's what you did, but you then forgot because it was such a long question that actually the question was asking for 2x, so you had to double it at the end. For an example, just double check each question, just flick your eyes back, especially if it's a longer question. How do they want me to leave it? What format? But also, actually, what was the question? Because I've worked out this, but was that the final answer? Was I meant to do something else with it at the very end?